Within 24 hours of the completion of the barrel at sea, Ops needs to send a naval message notifying Third Fleet and Decedent Affairs that the barrel at sea has been completed. And at this point, the ceremony aspects are over, but yet it's only halftime. And just like a team can be up by a lot at half and lose the game in the second, that is also true for barrel at sea. Most of the problems that come with barrel at sea come in the second half, in the packaging of the keepsakes for the primary next of kin. Each package needs to include the following. It needs to include a chart of the barrel at sea location. This chart can be made outside the ship or it can be made in-house. But the elements that need to be included in this chart is the latitude and longitude where the barrel at sea took place, and it also needs to be signed by the ceremonial OOD. Also included is 3 shell casings. Now the reality is you're likely not going to have enough shell casings from the ceremony for each primary next of kin. So what I would encourage you to do is have some practice fires beforehand and collect those shell casings. Also, just encourage you to do is to keep those different shell casings separate so we can assure each primary next of kin has at least one shell casing that was fired during the ceremony. When you meld these shell casings, I encourage you to tape them together so they're not rattling around the package. Also included in this package is a letter from the CO. There is a go-by in the Third Fleet instruction that all you'll have to do is just change some names, locations, etc. to get this letter to the point where it's ready to be signed by the CO. Fourthly, you want to include this photo CD that I talked about earlier that is compiled by the photographers. Please check to make sure that the pictures are burned onto the CD. And I encourage you to check that CD in a different computer, not the one that it was burned on, to make sure that the photos made it onto the CD. The last thing we want to do is to send a blank CD to a primary next of kin. And then finally, you want to include any special items that were provided by the primary next of kin to be included in the ceremony. One such item that is often included is an American flag. This is not standard for everyone. The primary next of kin needs to provide this flag. But one thing that you should do is to fly the flag on the date of the ceremony if you can, and include a certificate saying that this flag was flown in honor of the deceased. And one of your biggest responsibilities as a unit barrel at sea coordinator is to ensure that these packages are complete and accurate. Go over the letters over and over again. Make sure the photos are on the CD. Make sure that names are spelled correctly. Also make sure that pronouns are correct. Or if we're talking about someone's mother, we don't say brother, that sort of thing. Go over it time and time again to make sure that the packages are 100% accurate. And when they are ready to be mailed, send them via certified mail so that you can track their status. You can track to see if they actually make it to the address the primary next of kin provides you. According to instruction, you need to mail this within 3 weeks of the ceremony, unless operational circumstances do not allow you to do so. If they are going to be delayed, I highly encourage you to reach out to the primary next of kin to let them know that the barrel at sea took place, that you will be mailing these packages off to them, but it's going to be a little bit of time based on operational commitments. Now, in this phone call, what I would encourage you to do is to verify the mailing address. Make sure that that's correct. We had a situation in which the primary next of kin gave Decedent Affairs one address, and from the time that they gave them that address to the time that the barrel at sea took place, they moved, and they never notified Decedent Affairs. And we didn't call them before we sent off the packages. So for about 2 months, we were trying to track this barrel at sea package down to ensure that the primary next of kin received it. After making this phone call, and after you notice that the package has been delivered through the tracking, I encourage you to call the primary next of kin within a week or two, just to verify receipt and to make sure everything in the package is correct. A few major takeaways. Number one, ensure strict adherence to the Third Fleet instruction. Make sure you're doing everything written in it. It is there to help you have a successful burial at sea. Secondly, verify and re-verify the accuracy of these burial at sea packages. Mail it via certified mail. Thirdly, ensure ops sends the completion message within 24 hours. A lot of times families are inquiring about the status of the burial at sea. And if Third Fleet or Decedent Affairs has a message, they can notify them that the burial at sea took place and they should be expecting their package sometime soon. And then finally, manage expectations. Follow up and re-follow up with the family through email and phone calls to let them know the status. I mean, this is a big deal for them, and it really shows that you care about them and their loved one through constant communication.
So again, I just want to thank you for being your ship's unit burial at sea coordinator. I know you are going to look back on this and absolutely appreciate that you had the opportunity to really honor those who have come before us with dignity and respect. So thank you. If you have any questions, please don't hesitate to reach out to our team at ComDesert on One. We are here to help you have a successful burial at sea.